Evoride, and I've been debate. Hey guys, Dusty here. Today I'm reviewing the first version of the Asics Evoride. Now I've been debating whether or not to make this review because this isn't actually the current version of the Evoride. There's an Evoride 2 that's out at the moment. But with that being said, the shoe is still available on the US and Canadian Asics website, and your local running store might still have some pairs of these in stock at a discount. So with that being said, let's get into the review. My men's size 9 weighs in at 9.2 ounces or 260 grams. The Evoride 1 has a heel to toe drop of 5 millimeters with a stack height of only 22 millimeters in the rear and 17 in the forefoot. So pretty low stack height, not a lot of cushion in this shoe, but we'll get into that later. The Evoride features what Asics likes to call their guide sole technology, and this was the third shoe that Asics made that featured that. And if you look at this shoe, you can see that the sole of the shoe curves up quite a bit, so that gives it quite a pronounced rocker feel, and basically it's just going to help propel or rock you forward. And keep in mind that when you do put the shoe on and you're walking around, if it's in your local running store or wherever, it may feel really odd to you, especially if you've never experienced a rocker in a shoe before. But more often than not, it will kind of go away as you start to run in it. The shoe feels a little bit more normal, and that rocking motion actually feels really nice when you're out there. So if you can, don't judge this shoe by walking around in it. You actually gotta hop on a treadmill for a few hundred feet, or maybe go take a run in the parking lot if the store will let you. The upper on the shoe is just a basic mesh. Seems to work just fine. I might say it's a touch on the thick side, although I haven't had any issues with my foot overheating. No issue with the laces. However, the tongue on this shoe is just too big. So it's not a gusseted tongue. It does rest on the foot just fine, but I think the tongue is too long. It does stick out unnecessarily far out of the shoe, and this tongue has an extreme amount of padding. It's not uncomfortable or anything. I think it's just overkill. For those of you that are wondering, the insole is removable, and the heel collar in the Evoride has quite a bit of padding, and the heel counter is very structured. The midsole in the Evoride is made out of Asics Flight Foam Propel, and there isn't a lot of midsole, like I mentioned earlier, pretty low stack height. This is a pretty firm feeling shoe. It's not very forgiving. Oh, and I should mention the Evoride does fit true to size. It's a little bit on the narrow side though, so if you have a wider foot, you may want to look at another option. And then if we move on to the bottom of the shoe, there is a ton of rubber on this outsole. So there's only a little bit of exposed foam kind of here in the midfoot to the rear. Otherwise, all your high impact areas are going to have rubber. And I think it's a little bit overkill. I don't think there needs to be this much rubber on this shoe. And let's get into how this shoe felt while I was running in it. Okay, so I bought the Evoride at the same time that I bought the Glide Ride and the Nimbus Lite 2. And I was most excited to run in the Evoride out of all three of those shoes. And to be honest, I was probably underwhelmed the most with the Evoride out of all three of those shoes. So I would put the Evoride in the same category with shoes like the Saucony Kinvara and the Hoka Rincon. And I have to say, the Evoride 1 feels really, really good at faster paces, like tempo pace, race pace, that sort of a thing. But I did take this shoe out on like a recovery run, a couple of easy runs, and it felt terrible. The ride of the shoe is not very forgiving at all. Not a lot of cushion. It's very firm. And because of that guide sole technology, it just it wants to keep a high cadence, a high turnover. Now when you get the shoe up to pace, it feels really, really nice. But the type of running that I'm willing to do in this shoe is quite limited. I would take it out for like a short tempo run or maybe some intervals. But other than that, I would choose a lot of other shoes when it comes to an easy day or recovery day or even a long day shoe. And I think the shoe, when you compare it to like a Kinvara or a Hoka Rincon, the shoe is just too heavy for being in that category. So I think they could have lightened up the upper a little bit, obviously made the tongue a little less cushioned, take away a ton of the rubber on the bottom, and then I think they'd make it a little bit more competitive with some of those other shoes. With that being said though, the new version of this shoe, they've increased the stack height, and I haven't gone for a run with it, but I've tried it around the store and it felt a lot more cushion than this version. So that one might be more of a better all-around daily trainer than the first version. And in the new one, they've been able to give it some added cushion, but they still made it lighter. So all the issues I had with this shoe, I think for the most part they've probably fixed that in the first version, but I'll need to actually get that shoe and run in it to confirm any of that. So currently this shoe is on sale for 99 US or 120 Canadian. So I know we're in a funny time where a fast running shoe has to have a carbon plate and has to cost between $200 and $300. It's refreshing that you can find a fast shoe for like 99 bucks. Yes, I would still prefer any of the other carbon plated shoes over this one, but if you're looking for a fast shoe on a budget, then I would absolutely recommend an Evoride 1, or if you're looking for more of an all-around shoe, you could even look at the Evoride, the current one, the Evoride 2. And I also think the Evoride will pair nicely if you're in something like the Asics Glide Ride. So you could use this for your easy runs, your recovery runs, your long runs, and then when it's time to put in a quality session, go a little bit faster, bust out your Evorides. So anyways, that's my review on the Asics Evoride. Let me know down below in the comments if you've ran in this shoe and what you think, and if you've ran in the new version, what you think of that one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.